We welcome you to the Power Circuit. It is a program that is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) to provide updates about the Nigerian electricity supply industry. I am Amara Agugoisi. Here are the headlines in today's edition. From the Minister's desk, you will hear that Spain is eyeing more power investments in Nigeria as Minister of Power Chief Adebayo Adelabu visits gas facility. TCN collaborates with security agency to fight transmission assets vandalism. In today's interview segment, the Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider (TSP) at TCN, Engineer Oluwagbenga Ajiboye, provides a whole insight into the activities of TSP and how critical it is to the improvement of the national electricity grid. The Spanish government is seeking investment opportunities in the Nigerian power sector, just as the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, has inspected facilities belonging to Akugas Savannah Energy in Akwa Ibom State. Here is the rest of the story.
At the Ministry of Power, the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, received the Spanish delegation led by the Spanish ambassador to Nigeria, Julian Sell. While stating the purpose of his visit, Sell said the Spanish government supports ECOWAS on renewable energy, noting that the country is seeking to invest in renewable energy power distribution projects in Nigeria. He commended the minister for the work he has done in the power sector since his assumption of duty, with the minister seeking avenues for Spanish companies to be more active in the Nigerian power sector. Responding, the minister appreciated the Spanish government's ambitious agenda in Nigeria. He highlighted some key investment opportunities available in the Nigerian electricity supply industry. Meanwhile, the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, had paid a working visit to the Akugas Savannah Energy in Edo village of Esit Eket local government in Akwa Ibom State. Gas is a major ingredient in electricity generation in thermal power generating companies. He was shown round the gas facility by the Managing Director of Akugas, Mr. Pade Durotoye, and the Chief Technical Advisor, Adedayo Olowoni. There are discussions to improve the volume of gas to power towards increasing available electricity on the national grid.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) has heightened its collaborations with security agencies to fight the vandalism of power transmission assets. The collaboration has led to the arrest of 4 suspects by the police in Zaria, Kaduna State.
According to the Police Public Relations Officer of Kaduna State Police Command, ASP Manir Hassan, the 4 suspects were arrested as they were caught digging around transmission towers belonging to the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) in Saye village in Zaria town of Kaduna State.
We receive intelligent information about the activities of these bandits, which the Commissioner of Police directed the DPO of that jurisdiction to ensure prompt response. And with the response, we were able to arrest the suspect and recover the exhibits. We even went ahead and got the arresting of the receiver, which they are all in our custody now.
3 of the suspects, Bashir Abdullahi, Manir Abdullahi, and Sani Umar, were arrested on the spot, while further investigation led to the arrest of the 4th suspect, Abubakar Umar, who is the receiver of the stolen items. He said the suspects were later moved from Zaria to Kaduna because of the sensitivity and importance of the case.
There were 4. Yes, of course, yes. After the completion of the investigation, definitely they will be charged.
Hassan noted that the arrest was part of the efforts by the police force to curb activities of vandals across its network through the effective engagement of its stakeholders. The PPRO called on members of the public to be very vigilant and report any suspicious activities to the nearest police station or any security office. The suspects during their parade at the police station, who spoke in Hausa, confessed to the crime at the location but said they did not know their actions could sabotage bulk power transmission along the line route.
The Power Circuit will be right here with you after this break.
$6.5 there.
Guys, I have a business that can change our lives.
Business?
Business that can change our lives.
Guys, if money is involved, I mean,
Take it.
but you don't know the kind of business.
Business is business.
Okay, my guy. That's you.
Real money. And there's a big market for it.
Wait, is it vandalism that you have brought me here to do?
Yes!
Something that can take me to jail. Something that can destroy our economy and spoil what the government wants to achieve.
Real money.
I can't. See this man. I can't.
Even you.
Shut up your mouth. I will never go to jail. Vandalism. God forbid. God forbid.
Look at the people I want to help.
Come here.
I beg you. Please, Oga, I beg you. I beg you. This is the handwork of the devil. Please.
Be part of our economic growth. Do not destroy electricity power installations. Do not destroy government effort to provide electricity for all. Report any suspicious person found stealing or loitering around power installations to any security operatives close to you or to the nearest transmission company of Nigeria office.
This message is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
We welcome you to the interview segment of the Power Circuit. Engineer Oluwagbenga Ajiboye is the Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider, TSP, at the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. He is one of the 4 executive directors that work with the Managing Director and CEO to steer the affairs of the company. In this session, Engineer Ajiboye provides insight into the role of the TSP and how he has leveraged this since his appointment earlier this year. So what role does your office play in supporting the operation of TCN?
TCN, as it is supported by TSP in coordinating all the technical assets of TCN. That is the expansion project, the upgrade, the greenfield project, and the expansion project in the substation. That is the major role. And the office of the TSP coordinate all the activities relating to maintenance, operation of the substation all over Nigeria. So we have 10 regions.
Okay, you mentioned the TSP coordinating activities. So what are the various departments in the TSP, or what departments do you supervise?
I supervise about 9. We have all the regional offices. There are 10 in number. The engineering department that has saddled with the responsibility of greenfield project, that is new. The transmission service we call TS in the brownfield, and the maintenance of the grid of the equipment in the substation. We have works and service, which we call civil before now, erosion control, building maintenance, and we also have M&A that evaluate all the work we do on a monthly basis and give us reports so that we can know how far we are going. PC&M, which is protection, control, and metering, oversee the protection of the line, metering of the grid where we earn money, we call it trading. So the corporate planning and relating with other companies that are requiring our information on a monthly basis. We have research and development. We try to upscale, to upgrade. We also do research and develop in the area we need development. So we have the PC, that is Project Coordination Unit, which is in charge of the donor agencies fund coming to TCN. Those are the ones that I specifically supervise and directly under me, though we still have shared departments that are not totally under my control, but they relate to the activities of TSP.
So how would you describe your experience so far since you assumed office?
Well, I will say palatable because of the resources I have around me. On technical issue and the asset, it has not been easy. It's not so difficult because I've been coordinating. I was in Lagos region as the general manager and the general manager transmission service, which is TS in headquarters. So I've been able to have a overlook of what is happening technically. But this is just taking it higher now, coordinating virtually all the 10 and other departments apart from it. It would have been very easy if not the outside influence, especially the vandalization that we are experiencing in recent time. It has been very difficult to maintain the grid in Northeast, and it's giving us a headache. Because I'm the one that champion, I have to coordinate, I have to be there, I have to go. That once made the job a bit tedious.
The transmission service provider side is crucial for delivering infrastructure in the power sector. So how many projects have been delivered so far under the transmission expansion plan?
Most of the visible thing that people see are the transformation capacity. The lines are very difficult to explain to people. But let me tell you why line is so important. When I complete a substation and there is no line to take power there, the substation is not there doing nothing. But however, for the first 2 quarters of this year, we will be able to bring in about 23 transformers, transforming to the transformation capacity of about 1,480 MVA. The meaning is this: if the lines are adequate there, it means we can weigh this power, provided the DISCO are ready to distribute it. So I can break it down. We have been able to commission 8 60 MVA transformer in places like Okene, Amukpe, Kankia, Adejia, Potiskum, Ondo, Bringing Kebi, and Biliri in Gombe State. So about 1375 MVA, 100 MVA power transformer at Alagbon, Ihobo, Benin, Dakata, Port Harcourt, Danagugi, Ilorin, Ota, Ijora, Kumboso, Itu, Oji, and Gombe substation. At 150 MV, that is 330, 132, we have been able to do 2. So the 150 MVA we put at Jos, it has been commissioned. The 300 MVA we put at Benin, it has been commissioned. So all these are very favorable fact that you can go there and see all these things in those places I've mentioned. So the lines, what we are doing about line, most of them has not been delivered. We will tell you we are still working on them. You know, we have issue of right of ways now. What we are trying to do is to utilize the line, existing line, to increase their capacity by what we call reconductoring with high capacity high-tech conductor. The meaning is that if the capacity of that line before now is about 126 MVA, by the time we reconductor it with a special conductor, we will be able to take it to thrice or triple the line. So in the essence, we can weave more power through the same line without having issue of reconstructing the whole line and having problem of right of way.
Interesting. So, sir, even though you mentioned some lines projects, can you please tell us in specific terms some other or some ongoing projects and how impactful they will be upon completion?
We have so many ongoing substation projects. Some of them we are working to get variation. Like the major one to us now the Akure substation is 330. We intended delivering that project in December. All the materials are ready, but we have funding issue. The contractor is asking for variation, which is a fact and is necessary. So we are in the process of getting that one. The moment we get that, we'll be able to deliver. It's not only in that place where we have expansion going on and many. Just I can only mention a few to you, but we are very sure of the few one we will deliver. If you get to one of our stations, we have line issue at Kano. We are already working on the line to make sure we are partnering with the state government to be able to get right of way issue to that station.
Okay, but do you have other plans to deliver more infrastructure, considering that state governments have been empowered to provide such assets in their jurisdiction?
Well, according to the law, the grid is still going to be one. Even if the state government decide to invest in transmission, unless they want to be on an island, which they will generate, transmit and distribute within their state. But there will be a reason for them to be, it will be better for them to be on the national grid. The national grid is not, as at now, it's not going to be segmented. But the power being given to all the states will be monitored, which we have been doing at regional level before and disco level. But it's just being broken down now. Like if a disco is having about 3 states, they want it separated, state by state. So what we need to do is to have a boundary demarcation between the states through our own assets. So we monitor whatever that flows in and what they consume in that state. But nevertheless, transmission is going to be the same. We are still investing money in those states because our purpose is to catch more market, be able to make more money and give efficient power. Let me tell you, it's going to be cheaper on the long run. When you have bulk and the state have less, the grid energy is going to be cheaper. And moreover, for the state themselves, if they produce enough, they can sell it also to the grid if the market requires. So it's not going to deter us from investing in more of those states where we have constraint. And we know one thing, power sector is very expensive. We don't see them coming up to meet those demands in the next 2-3 years. So we still need to fill in the gap.
Now, there are challenges that affect the delivery of TCN projects, sir. So would you speak on some of these challenges that affect the delivery of TCN projects?
Well, you know, when I was telling you about the construction of new lines, that we now devise a means of using reconductoring. You see, the major problem we have, the substation, we don't have much problem. When you get the land, it's allocated to you or you buy it, you will do the work successfully. But the lines transfer so many kilometers, so many community. You will get approval from people. You will discuss, you will pay compensation. All of a sudden, things will crop up. They won't allow you to do construction. It's our major problem. Right of way. Sometimes the compensation aspect of the project is even more than the project.
Wow.
So when you get to that dilemma, you now look at it. This is a serious constraint to do this project, and we want to take power there. There are major constraints. We have been appealing to the federal government to always come to our aid, and we are also collaborating with the state government, whether they can partner with us, like Kano is trying to do, on this, providing right of way for us, so that the compensation we pay will be minimal, so that the project can be funded. You see, another major constraint we have, if you follow us, a lot of clearing from port is so difficult for us. Now we are talking of how to get out so many containers from the port, because when they arrive, it's either we have one bottleneck or other, they will enter demurrage. The cost of clearing them is so enormous that some contractor abandon it there, that if we cannot get it out, let our work stop. And the work will stop for years. So we're also working with the Controller General now to make sure we see a way of making soft landing for all our containers that are in the port to be able to come out, so that we can deliver them to site for the work to continue to go.
So what message do you have for Nigerians on power transmission service improvements?
If you know our tower, they transfer everywhere in Nigeria. When you are talking of 3,000 kilometers for 132, at 330, 5,500 for 132. You know the meaning. The 330, we have about 3 per kilometer. Let us extrapolate and count. How do we monitor those towers? It is true we get vigilante in some area, we partner with police, we partner with civil defense, but they cannot check everything for us. And there is little we do. By the time I patrol today and check the line, before I can come back to that line effectively, it might be a week or 2. If anything is going to happen, they would have done it, which they normally do. So we are appealing to the community around our infrastructure. When you see anything, please try to get to the law enforcement agent so that they can quickly attend to them. It's not when the thing collapses, because when it collapses, we will surely know and we will get there. But when they see people that are not TCN staff going around this tower, they can quickly raise alarm. They can be dangerous sometimes. I do advise people, don't challenge them. They can be brutal because they do attack us also. So if you see it like that, you need to contact the relevant security like police around, civil defense if you see them, so that they can help us to attend to it.
Thank you for listening to the Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider, TSP at TCN, Engineer Oluwabenga Ajiboye. The TSP has an enormous role to perform as it coordinates the delivery of all power transmission projects in Nigeria. Always keep a date with the power circuit for in-depth interview sessions. Let's have a recap of today's featured reports. From the Minister's desk, you heard that Spain is eyeing more power investments in Nigeria and that the Minister of Power visited a gas facility in Akwa Ibom State. TCN collaborates with security agency to fight transmission assets vandalism. In the interview segment, we featured the Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider, TSP, at the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Oluwabenga Ajiboye. Ajiboye, who is one of the 4 Executive Directors at TCN, provided insights into the role of the TSP and how critical it is to the improvement of the national electricity grid. The series on the Executive Directors of TCN continues next week. Don't miss it. To get more from the power circuits, kindly view this episode and the previous ones on the TCN YouTube channel. Kindly connect with TCN on all its social media platforms by liking the TCN page on Facebook, the Transmission Company of Nigeria. You can also follow TCN on X, formerly Twitter, by searching for @TCN_Nigeria. Experience TCN and its activities on Instagram as you click TCN_Nigeria. TCN officials are always there to receive your observations and comments by email to affairs.public@tcn.org.ng. For more information about the company's activities, go to the interactive website www.tcn.org.ng. There is also an information site www.tcnnews.ng where TCN keeps you updated about power sector activities. Please continue to do your best in guarding against vandalism of power transmission lines, towers and substations in your locality. The management of TCN is working round the clock to always improve on bulk power evacuation for national development. Amara Gugoisi is saying thanks for watching.